Welcome to Main Street Mavericks, celebrating conversations with exceptional Main Street businesses who serve friends and neighbors in your community. Here's your host, Joel Helfer.
Good afternoon. This is Joel Helfer, Main Street Mavericks Radio. Today we have a special returning guest, Mr. Steve Kiges, who is the co-founder of The Coach Training Academy. And Steve is a very distinguished coach. He's a certified master life coach who's logged over 5,000 hours with clients, so he knows his game. He's the co-founder of the Coach Training Academy. He's a certified master in communication skills and neuro-linguistic programming, and he's also a trained musician and a graduate of the Juilliard School. Wow, what a resume. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joel, and thank you for such a wonderful introduction. And an extra thank you for pronouncing my last name correctly. You know, when you say Juilliard, I always think of all my teachers who they'd go, Steve, and then there'd be this big hesitation because they didn't know how to pronounce my last name. So thank you very much for getting that correct.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and thank you for being a returning guest on the show where we can continue our discussion about how you help people with your Coach Training Academy. I understand you've got several programs that people can take advantage of. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about your standard program, and then I also understand you have a fast track program as well.
Yes, we do. So our core program is our ICF Accredited, Certified Coaches Alliance Accredited program. It's a 24-week program that is developed. It's an online live program, so people come in over their cell phone or over the internet, wherever they are in the world, however they can access it, for a live 90-minute lecture every week. And then there's assignments, and there's group sessions, and there's mentoring and things like that comprise the process. And it's meant for people that are busy, people that, have professions and families and are busy working, etc., but they want to start integrating coaching. They want to learn more. Maybe they've been inspired by being able to help friends, family, coworkers, and things like that. And now they want to up their game. They want to get a little more strategic and understand what's the difference between what I do now when I help people and what a professional coach does. And that is what the program is mainly geared for. And because it's stretched over a long period of time, there's time to integrate the information, as practice it, get feedback, etc. And that's really one of the benefits of the 24-week program, why people come into it.
I also understand you have a fast-track program for people who want to get quicker results or get into the coaching business faster. Who is that for?
Yeah, good question, because we used to offer that course to everyone. Whoever wanted to take, spend a couple days, get it down, and then go on, everyone could take it. But as our experience, as we started bringing through, we found that it's not geared for everyone. Some people, the interesting thing about coaching is we call it an art and a science. So the science part, there are structures, processes, strategies from behavioral science that we use that really help us feel confident in what we're doing. It's an art because there's so many different directions and ways that we can do our coaching that through the experience, et cetera, and being a creative coach, we start sensing and knowing the best ways to approach that client. So it's an art and a science in that regard. And what happens with people who possibly don't have a lot of experience working with people is that it really doesn't help them get to the next level. It's great information, and it's a tremendous program, and we're very proud of it. But sometimes people need that integration time. So the people that usually come into the fast track, the program, are, first of all, people that are coaches but maybe don't have certifications. it's something that they want. They want that piece of paper on the wall to show people. Sometimes coaches will be offered different positions. There's jobs out there in corporate, etc. But one of the conditions is that you have a certification, so they will jump into it for that. We have lots of licensed therapists, social workers, counselors, consultants, physicians, lawyers, professional people that are used to working with people and do some coaching as part of their regular job, but they want to get a really quick intro to what the distinctions are between what they're doing and what coaching is, and then start so then they can go ahead and start getting different kinds of clients. One of the interesting things here are therapists. Because we all think, well, you do therapy, you're a professional, you have your degrees, etc. Why coaching? Why would you want to do that? And a couple different reasons. So some therapists will come and want coach training because sometimes the day in, day out grind of working with trying to get people into a healthy framework to be able to move forward in their life, it can be taxing. It can be very stressful for therapists. For social workers. My sister is a social worker, and I can tell you, people take a lot of stress leave as social workers because it's challenging. So sometimes it would be nice, and some therapists, social workers, etc., they want to be able to attract a different kind of clientele. Someone who they're doing okay in their life, but they want more. They have some sticking points in their life, but it's not to the issue now that it's a health crisis. It's a mental health issue. So that's one of the reasons, a therapist, per se, might want to do it. Or it could be they just want to integrate a different kind of clientele in their life. We've even had some therapists, basically for therapists who are licensed in the state of where you're working. And if you're moving, maybe you're retiring, you're moving to Florida, where you live, right, and you're practicing in California, you don't want to sit and take the boards and go through all that, but you still want to have your foot in the game. You want to still be able to help people, and so coaching is a great alternative to that. So the fast track is really geared for the people that have had some interaction, they're fairly comfortable, they know what direction they want to go into, but they just want to get to it, and they want some kind of certification.
Are there different things that you cover in the fast track as opposed to your 24-week program?
It's actually a miniature version of the 24-week program. So we cover much of the same things. There's a few things, because it is so condensed, I will jump around a little bit and try and give some of the more advanced materials. So I want to give people the best head start that they have. And so there are some more advanced materials that are in the fast track, but overall, it's just a quicker version of the longer program. We, of course, in the longer program, about 30% of that material is going to be on how do you build your business as a coach? It's great to have great coaching skills, but then how do you go out and get clients? So that's one of the things that's not in the fast track. Very small portion of that, which can be incredibly important to people to know how to do, because, to sit on our couch and coach our dogs and cats isn't going to bring too much money in. So we need to be able to understand how to package ourselves, what are the different marketing opportunities we have as coaches, et cetera. And so that's another thing, that if someone really needs that piece of the pie, that I will suggest them that they go into the 24-week program as opposed to the fast track. Because
you're not only teaching them the skill of being a coach, but you're teaching them the business and the administrative side of it.
Absolutely. And, it's interesting is all of us, I'm going to say 99.9% of us are attracted to coaching because we enjoy interaction with people. We like helping people. We feel good when we can help them. It's uplifting to us. Sometimes it's part of our DNA. That's what we do. We're not always such great business people. We actually may even be a little turned off by it. It's like, well, I want to be a coach. Can't someone else send me clients? Can someone else feed me clients? That's a difficult proposition. There are easier ways to get clients than other ways, and that's what we do in the longer program. But we do need to know a little bit about business, a little bit about marketing to be successful as a coach. And certainly there are some people that come into the coaching program simply for personal development, to be able to use coaching internally with themselves, with their family, with their friends, sometimes with some coworkers, etc. They may love their job. Everything is perfect, but they just want to improve themselves, learn some extra skills, and that's fine. But if people want to branch out, actually looking at making some income, start living the coaching lifestyle, which is a great way to live our lives with flexibility, etc., then we need to be able to run our business as well as be proficient and feel confident as coaches in working with clients.
Is this 2-day program like 2 complete days, or is it just shorter periods of time, or for 2 days it's very intensive? Right. How long is it?
A good question, because it used to be actually 2 full days. When we did 15 or 20 people at a time, and we had so many people in so many directions. One person, it was all around health issues. Another person was around career issues. It was all over the place. It was longer. And now it's very unusual for us to have more than 6, 7, 8 people, because in our company, I do these myself personally. I really love doing these and connecting with people in small groups, and I want to be able to give everyone personal attention to what their goals are in coaching. How do they see what is there going to be niche or place where they're going to specialize in coaching? How do they see those problems being specific to their areas? And so this way I can do it. We're generally looking at around 4 hours per day, and then everyone gets a private 90-minute session with me. It's a bonus. So we cover all the material in the 2 days, in the 2 sessions, answer all the questions, etc. But then, sometimes there's some intricacies of how people want to launch their businesses, or how special kinds of clients are going to be working in with, etc. And they want to have my ear for a little bit. So I do a bonus session. Everyone has 90 minutes private time with me. And so that's how we lay out the course now.
Oh, that sounds exciting, where they get your knowledge of all the years that you've been doing this business, and you try to condense it down to probably a couple of key things. What are a couple of key things that you try to give a coach in a couple of day period?
Okay. So I would say one of the challenges is, and this is what all novice coaches have, is we're so excited about coaching. We see the benefits of coaching. We've had some coaching. We see how it can up our motivation, how we can attain our goals quicker. And we also see our friends, our family, our coworkers, other people struggling with issues. And what this tends to happen then is we're so enthusiastic, we think everyone should be our client. And you should come and work with me for a few weeks or for a month. Oh, I can help you with that. This will be fantastic. Give me a call. Let's do this. And then we give them our spiel and we talk to them, and they go, well, yeah, it sounds pretty good. Let me think about it for a while. I don't know. The holidays are coming up. Call me in September. Maybe September would be good. And what happens with this is we feel deflated, because we're going, what did we do wrong? I'm so enthusiastic. I see how this could so greatly help this person, and they don't see it. Didn't I present it right? Am I missing some facts? What's wrong with me? And so one of the really key elements in the Fast Track and in the 24-week program is what we call an enrollment process. So what is it when we have someone who has some interest in coaching or has an issue in their life that coaching would be really effective? What is the best approach? How do we do that? And there's actually a great process that we go through with our students to explain to them how they can do this, how they can do that in a very non-selling manner. Because let's face it, a lot of us do not like selling. We don't like hearing the word no. And to tell you the truth, you cannot sell coaching. It's not like, here's my, isn't this red car beautiful, and listen to the engine hum, and let's turn on the radio, and all these kind of things. Or we see some outfit at the store and we go, oh, I want to try that on. I want that. We don't buy coaching like that. We buy coaching based on needs. We based on coaching on the things that we want to accomplish in our life. And this is where we need to start that conversation with them, with a potential client, from that perspective. And we have a process that we teach everyone in the fast track that helps them feel really confident and have the ability to take someone through this process and help them decide, is this the best thing for them? Do they see the vision? Can they see how coaching will help them? And then ultimately say, yes, sign me up. I'm ready to do this.
What's interesting about what you say is a project and a concept that's near and dear to my heart is how to get people to take action. And I came to an interesting conclusion the other day that people believed that I could do what I said, and people believed that I could give them the results because they had the proof to back it up. But the problem, the obstacle that I had that was difficult to overcome was getting people to believe in themselves that they could do what they had to do.
Yes.
And that, I noticed, was the big obstacle that I had to overcome, was not to prove that I could help them, but to prove to them that they could help themselves. How do you handle that as a coach?
Well, that's a fantastic question. That's actually a deep question that we work through.
Maybe we don't have enough time to talk about it today.
Well, I'm going to address it, because when I go through this enrollment process and explain to it, one of the pieces that I add at the very end is when someone says no to you, or no thank you, or not at this time, what is that a reflection of? Because as coaches, as people that believe in our product, believe in our process, we're so passionate about what we're doing, when someone says no to us, sometimes we take that personally. We go, oh, I'm not good. I don't have my PhD in coaching. No one's ever going to hire me. Et cetera. And we look at ourselves. But the honest part of it, and what I love what you say, is that a lot of the time when people don't go into coaching, it's not about us, it's about them.
Right.
It's what is their belief about themselves in coaching. So take the example of someone's tried to lose weight or change careers over and over, or fix a relationship, and they've tried it many, many times. Now they have the opportunity to work with a coach. What the challenge for people is, I've tried this a million times. What happens if I even hire this coach and I'm not successful? What would that mean about me? It would be another defeat for them. So sometimes it's important for us to stay healthy, and for us to understand in our businesses that we run that not everyone is going to see the vision. Not everyone is ready for what we're offering them. Sometimes it just is going to take some time, and then some people cannot, at this point in their life, they could not take another failure. They're not even willing to take that risk, because coaching, everything, there's nothing that we don't have a magic wand. And we want to be really clear. If you come to me as a client, I'm not going to go abracadabra and I don't have a spell for you. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some challenging work. I'm going to be challenging you, but I'm going to have a belief in you and your ability, and we're going to unpack and get really clear about what you want and find out a process to achieve that. Will there be some difficult times? Yes. Could it be challenging some fears you have? Yes. Now, some people are engaged in that. They go, I'm ready. They want to do that. They jump aboard. The people that go sign up for a Tony Robbins seminar, they're ready for that. If not, they would go sit on the beach in Miami Beach and have a vacation. But they don't go to Miami for a vacation. They want some new challenge in their life. They want someone to believe in them. And those people go to coaching. And so part of this process, when we go through this enrollment process, also is determining, is the person I'm speaking to ready for coaching? Or do they need a therapist? Or do they need training? Or what is it that would best serve them? And if it is coaching, do we have the right ingredients together to have a successful coach-client relationship? I can be very honest. Sometimes when I go through the enrollment process with someone, I will refer them to a therapist. Because one of the things, the points, that, and we talk about this in the course, is a term that's used by therapists and coaches called ego strength. And ego strength really kind of has talks about us is when we're pushed and we're challenged about something that we want in our life, do we push back? Do we get engaged? Do we feel positive? Do we feel motivated? Are we, bring it on. I'm ready for this. Are we ready to do that? Or do we retract? Do we go, oh, I can't do that. This is too hard. You don't understand. And we retract into, and I'm not trying to be mean or dispassionate about this, but sometimes the way we've grown up, some of the traumatic events that some of us have gone through and have not worked through, etc., keep us with not enough ego strength. And the best way that we can serve someone with that is to refer them on to some other modality, some other professional that's ready to help them get back up to kind of a normalized level, and then certainly come to us. There's also, and this is kind of off the point of the training school, is sometimes we'll actually work with therapists in tandem. So I work with some therapists. They work with a client on causation, what happened in their past, bringing them to have a greater understanding of what happened. And I work with them, where are they now and where do they want to go? And that can be something that can be a great partnership.
That's what you call a 1-2 punch.
Yes, exactly.
What are some, once they get to that point where they've solved whatever issues they have in their own mind, and you've actually helped them as a coach for a while, what are some of the big takeaways people get from the course that they can use in their lives to make just a better experience on a daily living?
So this would be the takeaways that the students get from the course?
Yeah.
Is that what you meant? Okay, good point. Because I may have mentioned some people come into the course for coaching skills. And it's not surprising, but it's amazing how many people, when they say, what were the benefits of the course, the first thing, instead of listing, oh, now I can coach people and I can start a business, etc., is what they learned about themselves and what they learned about human interaction with other people and how to take these things and have better relationships in their life, better personal relationships, better relationships with friends, coworkers, bosses, clients, etc. And that's really, what coaching is. It's at its core is around communication and what are those communication skills that we can bring to bear to help us commute better with ourselves, to help us communicate with other people in our life. One of the terms we have in coaching is apply to self. So I'm going to apply this coaching process onto my client, but how do I apply this coaching skill to myself? What is important to it? So I do a lot of what's called self-coaching. There's even some books out there called self-coaching. How do we question ourselves, etc.? Now, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. When we have our feet to the fire and we're really challenged with something and, something has been a shock in our life, someone's got fired or they're having difficult relationship issues, sometimes it's difficult to do self-coaching. And that's why especially we need other people to work with us, because we're trying to do all these things in our own coconut, in our own brain. And so, but we have this thing apply to selves, and I think that's one of the great benefits of going through the coaching program is that it's not just about everyone else, it's about ourselves. It also brings up the point about coaches having a high sense of integrity. So because it becomes difficult, let's say we're coaching people on healthy lifestyle. Someone, I need to lose 20 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever it happens to be. I'm not exercising. I'm not being able to play with the kids because I get winded, et cetera, all these kind of things. Now, they come to us as a coach, and if we aren't minding our lifestyle, if we're hitting the container of Haagen-Dazs every night. If we're, doing those kind of things, our thought of exercises, turning the remote control, it brings up a difficulty for coaches to be able to go into those areas and be there for other people, because we don't have to be perfect. So I certainly don't have the body of a world-class athlete or anything, far from it. But I have a fairly healthy lifestyle. I've gone in and out of that because I was extremely obese for a part of my life. But I've managed that. I understand what that is, and I feel very confident now in working with people. So it's something that we work with as coaches too, to be able to work within our own integrity. When we're working with someone in an area maybe that we're still challenged with, and I actually read an article about this. How can someone, if you're having a relationship issue, how can you coach someone with a relationship issue? Well, if I'm dealing with my relationship, even if it's challenging, in a healthy manner, I'm getting support, I'm working things out, we're coming to some kind of consensus, then why not? Because the point here is there's nothing called perfection as human beings. If you find a therapist that does not have ever a relationship issue, I probably find someone who isn't being realistic with their own life, because we flow in and out. The same thing with health. Sometimes we're looking after our health a little bit better. We're eating really well. We're doing our exercise. And then our life takes over. Our business takes over. Our work takes over. Our kids take over. And we're not looking at ourselves. And then we get back, something pulls us back. Or we hire a coach. We get back into it. So I think those are some of the areas that are key that people take away from coaching personally from the training.
Sounds to me, Steve, like the Coach Training Academy has two fantastic programs, the 24-week course and the 2-day fast-track course. When are you offering these programs, and how do people actually apply for them?
Okay. So the 24-week program, we generally have an intake of new students once per month. We do skip a couple months, so I'm not going to say every month, but just about every month we do it. So I know our next one is going to be May 15th for the 24-week program. And I say the week of May 15th because for that program, the live interactive coaching class is either on Tuesday or Wednesday evenings at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, or on Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You get a choice. And you can also, one of those classes would be your homeroom class. Let's say it's Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, but now you have a PTA meeting. You have to go, you're a real estate agent, and you have to go show a home that night. If you give the office 24 hours notice, we will send you a guest pass to attend one of the other classes. So when I said the week of the 15th, you would actually start on the 16th to 17th, the Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what your schedule is, et cetera. And the best way to, if you want to get started in that or just find out more information, I'll give you a phone number, which is 360-312-7372. And I'll repeat that. That's 360-312-7372. You will most likely get voicemail. And if you just leave a couple times to get back to you, we will certainly do that. And email is admin, ADMIN, at thecoachtrainingacademy.com. So this is the contact information for both programs. Now, the fast track for registration for that is a little bit different because we actually do that based on demand. We never have a set schedule for that. So what we do is people who are interested in the fast track, they would contact me either by telephone or email, and the office could get it. They'll forward it over. We get together and have a conversation about you, your goals in coaching, a little bit about your background. I want to make sure that this is the right course for you. I want to make sure this is going to be positive and it's going to meet your goals. If it is, then what we do, we can talk about some dates and times, etc. If I have someone that's already signed up for one, we'll see if we can integrate that. But because we're doing it in a small group, I have a scheduler. We kind of get together and we look at different dates that are available and we kind of put it together. So I don't have fixed dates for the Fast Track. It's going to be based on demand and who wants to come in. And I know I will have one in May because I do have someone that put down a deposit for that. And so we will doing it in May. I don't have the dates yet for that, but if someone is interested, we can certainly, first of all, decide if this is the right course for them. And then look at some dates and availability, et cetera, for that. And again, the contact is the same. Phone 360-312-7372 or email admin@thecoachtrainingacademy.com.
You have such a wonderful array of services, Steve. It's amazing that people aren't just running away from the phone and running away from this interview to sign up. And if they're not, they should, because Steve Kiges, the co-founder of The Coach Training Academy, really has a lot to offer anyone looking to get a little bit of help in making daily life better and taking what I call lemons and turning them into peaches. And we really appreciate all of this information. What would you like people to remember as a last thought or a big takeaway about how the Coach Training Academy and your people can help them?
I really appreciate what you just said. Thank you very much. And I think the takeaway that came to me is we probably all remember a movie that came out several years ago called Pay It Forward. And the thing that is amazing and why I'm so passionate about coaching and training coaches is that being a coach is really the center point of Pay It Forward. Because when you work with a client, let's say they're having some relationship issue with a loved one or a child or whatever it is, and you help them resolve that issue that could be very difficult for them, that's not only reflects in your client's life, but that's going to reflect on that child's life or that person's life. And that's going to reflect on how they're going to interact with the people that are in their life, and so on and so forth. It's really something that goes on and on and on. So it's not like, I sell you an outfit at the store and you try it on and you feel really good and a few people say how beautiful you look, how handsome you look, and we're done. The ripple effect of being a professional coach, of being able to affect people's lives, does change people's lives and can actually change generations of lives. And in my story, and I'm not going to go into this now, but I had a challenged life when I was growing up, and I could still be having a challenged life if I didn't have people and coaches in my life that helped me. And due to that help, it has helped my generation of my children and as I go forward. So I think that's the biggest one is why I'm so passionate, why I do what I do.
Well, that's really great, and thank you very much for being on Main Street Mavericks Radio today, Steve. We appreciate it. We wish you good health, continued success, and hopefully the people will knock down your doors to take advantage of your coaching services, because I can't think of a better place to go. And we wish you well, and we thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's a pleasure, and I always tell everybody to enjoy the day, have a little fun today. Don't save it up.
You've been listening to Main Street Mavericks Radio with Joel Helfer. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit mainstreetmavericks.com.